Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, and good morning to Sir Arif. Okay, for today, me and my group will be presenting about the literature elements that was taken from the necklace by Guy de Maupassant. Okay, my group consists of me, Muhammad Zaliman, Ahmad Zaini, and then we have Alif Irfan and Arif Akmal, Rifki, and the last one is Omar. All right. So for the literature elements, we have the plot. Okay, the first one is plot, and then the characters and characteristics, and the third one is conflicts. The next one is themes, moral value, and point of view. Next slide, please. All right. Okay. So for this story, the necklace, the story is told from the third person of view. Okay. And then that is okay. We will moving on to the plot first. The first literature elements, which is the plot. Okay. For the plot, the firstly, we start with the exposition. Okay, the setting is in France. Okay. A pretty lady named Madame Rizal, who is married to a clerk that cannot buy her all the luxurious things. And from the exposition, we move to the rising action when her husband, Madame Rizal, received an invitation at the ministerial mansion. Madame Rizal bought a pretty dress, and also borrowed a beautiful necklace from Madame Forestier, her friend. And then after the resurrection, we move to the climax, which is when Madame Rizal loses the beautiful necklace. And from the climax, move on to the falling action. Okay, they search the missing necklace. They search for the missing necklace, but to no avail. Okay, they save up money to buy an identical one without telling Madame Forestier that it is a fake. And after all of that, we come to the conclusion, which is the resolution for the story. Okay, after 10 years of paying for the necklace, Madame Forestier informs that the necklace was a paste. Okay, so that's basically it for the plot of the necklace by Guy de Maupassant. And after this, I will pass on to Alip Irfan, which he will tell you about the characters and characteristics. Uh,
Thank you, Sir Rizal. So, hello everyone. In my section, I will be explaining about the characters and characteristics of the short story, The Necklace. So, let's get going. Like every other stories, there are characters that are moving the storyline, and this one is no exception. Over here, we have presented the protagonist and supporting characters from the story, for the short story. And for the protagonist, we have Madame Mathilda Louiselle, whose point of view is being the most important one and the one giving the spotlight in the story. And then we have Monsieur Louiselle and Madame Forestier acting as the supporting characters. I will now be explaining all of these characters in more details. So the protagonist, Madame Mathilda Louiselle, as mentioned before, protagonist refers to her being the main character. So as written here, she seems to be suffering from inferiority complex. She believes herself to be inferior due to her poor living lifestyle. She is also an ambitious person. She would love to possess wealthy items just because it makes her happy to do so. But the one downside of her personality is that she is a greedy person. She chooses the most expensive looking necklace that she borrowed and who at one point even intended to keep it. Next, I'll be explaining about the supporting characters. So over here, we have prepared two of them. The first one is Monsieur Louiselle, which is Madame Louiselle's husband. Quite the contrary to his wife, he is a kind person. Monsieur Louiselle gave his wife his remaining 400 francs in order to buy a new dress. And he also appears to be a caring person. As he fell for his wife, he searched the town that she borrowed her necklace from morning until evening. Despite that, he is also a people pleaser. He was willing to go to extreme lengths for his wife. And the last one is Madame Forestier. Madame Forestier is a friend of Madame Loisel. She is a generous person. She gladly lent one of her necklaces to Madame Loisel, regardless of its price. And at the end of the story, she is a youthful person. 10 years after the events of the short story, Madame Loisel finds her to still looking young and beautiful. That is the end of my segment. I will now be passing on to Mr. Harith Akmal for conflicts of the short story.
Thank you, Irfan. We already know that to make a story interesting to the reader, the story requires an element of conflict along the way. And today, I will explain the element of conflicts. The element of conflicts that we can find in the story, The Necklace by Guy de Maupassant. Without further ado, let's get started. In this story, we have two kinds of conflicts. The first one is internal conflict, and the second one is external conflict. The main conflict of the story is internal conflict, which is man versus self. The conflict lies in the fact that Madame Loisel is embarrassed by her poverty, leading her to create distress in herself and people around her. The external conflict in this story is that Madame Loisel had to find a way to replace the necklace that had been lost. She believed that the necklace is very valuable and cannot figure out what they should do. So Madame Loisel and her husband, Monsieur Loisel, had to go find the replica of the necklace that she had lost after the party. It was very hard for them to pay off that necklace because her and her husband are pretty poor compared to everyone else. So this led to her husband using all his savings from an inheritance and had to borrow a lot of money. In the end, they had to work desperately hard for 10 years to pay it all back. I think that's all for me. I will hand over the presentation to Rifki. Rifki?
Okay, thank you, Akmal. And now for my part, I'll be covering the themes of the short story. Okay. The theme of the necklace, a short story, is to be grateful for what you have, because things may always be worse because you can lose a precious thing so easily. Like the necklace that Matilda thought is worth thousands. This theme is expressed in three quotes from the narrative. The first one, she grieved instantly, feeling that she had been born for all the little necessities and luxuries of living. And the second one, Madame Loisel experienced the horrible life that the needy life. She learned to do the heavy housework to perform the hateful duties of cooking. And then the last one, but sometimes she would sit near a window and think of that long ago evening when at the dance she had been beautiful and admired. This shows how ungrateful Madame Loisel is. And this short story has the theme of not being greedy in life, as Matilda has been. Matilda agreed for a better life, leads her husband to get a ticket for an event where Matilda purchased a dress that could not afford and borrows the necklace she believes worth $1,000. And that's all for the theme. And next, I'll be passing on the presentation to Umar.
Okay, thank you, Rifki. And so today I'm going to talk about the moral value in the short story, The Necklace. The first moral value that we're going to talk about is that we should work hard to get what we want. Because you need to remember, The world is not gonna give you what you want. You need to work hard, you need to work smart, and you need to hustle hard to get what you want in life. Being lazy and just loitering around will not get you far in life. Second moral value is that we should not be greedy. Matilda is a very greedy person, and look what happened to her. She has nothing. We need to remember, we cannot feel discontent, we cannot feel greed, and we cannot be filled with the desire to only improve our own life. We need to remember that we should always be grateful for what we have. The third moral value is that we should feel content in life, because we will not have everything. You need rather than looking far to the distance to what you will not have, you should be thankful for what you have right now. Cherish it, because you don't know when you will lose it. The third moral value is that we should always be generous to others, because remember, we as humans cannot live alone. No matter how egotistical you think you are, remember, we are, as a human, is very, very weak. We need to help others, we need to support each other. Because remember, in this world, you don't have anybody else. You only have each other. And I think that is for me. Thank you very much.
I think that's all from us. Thank you for listening to our presentation for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Full mark, sir. Full mark.
Okay, bye.
Bye.